Hi, it's Jeff Vogan again from Premier Retirement Planning and Wealth Management. Tip Tuesday today, because it's Tuesday. Don't freak out. That's the message I want to give you today. You know, last week we had this crazy coronavirus, freak attack on the market, and everybody's wondering, oh my gosh, is this the start of the next, bust? You know, there's a lot to worry about with coronavirus, don't get me wrong. But, you know, even our most educated analysts that think about the most dire circumstance in China and, you know, production going down and so forth, have come back with ideas that it might affect America's GDP, gross domestic product, by about 1% overall for the year. Now, we're still at positive growth rates at that point. So I think the fundamentals in the market are still intact, and everybody I know that's smarter than I am that analyzes the market just says, don't worry, stay the course, just don't freak out. You know, the market went up 30% last year. It is not uncommon to have a 10% or even a 15% or even a 20% correction or just kind of a regrouping in the market. You know, market makers, the big companies, you know, like Merrill Lynch and Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan, they're market makers. They hold a lot of stock. They love an opportunity to sell high and buy low. They work against us. All it takes is a little excuse and a little bit of selling to make the market go down. As long as there's more sellers than buyers, the market goes down. Market makers and smart people like you ought to be taking advantage of those opportunities, especially if you're not retired yet. If you got 5 or 10 years into retirement, who cares if the market goes down? Keep putting into your 401k, keep managing that, keep dollar cost averaging in your account. Be thankful that there's market makers or whoever it is taking advantage of pushing this market down because of this coronavirus scare, which will probably go away relatively soon. And even if it gets bad, even if it gets worse than what it is right now, if you're still 5 or 10 years away from retirement, keep taking advantage of the market going lower and lower and buying more and more stock in those accounts. Now, on the other hand, if you're retired and you need that money to live on, even this little 10% or 12% correction we've seen, you know, since the highs a little over a week ago, is not that fun. Obviously, you know, if you're spending your money, you're locking in losses, it's not a good thing. And that's why we've always recommended that if you are retired or getting really close to retirement, that you put enough of your money in principal protected accounts like fixed index annuities or life insurance retirement plans with fixed accounts that can go up 16 or 18% in a good year like we made last year and not go down if the market corrects. You lock in those gains every year. And if you need to spend money, you can spend money out of those accounts without taking a loss. So be smart with your money. Don't freak out. And by the way, if you are freaking out, you need to reconsider your risk. If you're freaking out right now about this, 4 or 5 days of pretty bad drawdowns in the stock market, you probably have too much at risk for your comfort zone. It's either because you're getting too close to retirement and you really can't afford to lose that much money, you're already in retirement and you know you might need that money to live on, or if you're just too far away from retirement, but it gives you a gut ache anyway, rethink your risk tolerance, rethink your asset allocation. Visit with an advisor like us. Come in and let's revisit that and rethink that and put you in a position where you can be comfortable. If you've only got 20 or 30% of your money riding on the market, great. You made 30% last year, and now you're down a few percent this year, maybe 2 or 3% overall in your entire portfolio. It's not killing you. You can still move forward. You can still live. You can still have peace of mind, and your retirement plan will still stay intact. So keep that in mind. Remember, these things are meant, these things just happen. They're not necessarily meant to freak you out, but they do freak you out. And I'm just telling you, don't freak out. Be safe, be smart, and allocate your assets based on your situation, based on your value system, and based on where you are in your retirement plan.